So we all know the benefits of having hobbies, right? Truth to be told, I'm not really sure if one can have too many hobbies, but if so, then I'm definitely the case because I have way too many. I'm a hobby collector, which is why I make this video, so that you can maybe get inspired to try some of these things. Now, I have tried listing off all of my hobbies. I'm pretty sure I forgot some, so maybe I will put like a comment with some hobbies that I forgot, if I remember them in time. I just want to inspire you to try new things. Maybe we also have common hobbies. Then in that case, feel free to comment down below what you like to do or how you like to do it, or if you have some other hobbies that I did not mention. Let's get into the video. Hi beautiful people, my name is Alora. I suffer from having way too many hobbies and also not really having time to do them, which is actually pretty depressing, but I have 4 major categories. Firstly, I have creative, then active, intellectual, and social hobbies. What you need to know is that I'm an introvert, so I don't have that many social hobbies, and only with a smaller group of friends. And I have quite a lot of creative hobbies, I have the whole list in front of me, it's a lot. So let's start with creative, but you can also feel free to skip sections because maybe you already have a lot of creative hobbies and want to try some active ones. Yeah, just feel free to pick and choose. Let's start with the creative ones. Firstly, I have reading. Obviously, I have my favorite piece of media of all time with me right now. These are not the only books that I have read. These are just like the few ones that are literal peak that I would read again and again and again from time to time. Firstly, for traditional fantasy book, I have The Hobbit. I love this book so much. It's even in English. I really love it. I really like the stories, and I also like the films. Don't sue me. You can't change my mind. I love the movies, even though they get quite a lot of hate, and I kind of understand that, but at the same time I love them. So I might be a little bit obsessed with The Hobbit. I also read not only just books, even though I mainly read fantasy. I have read my fair share of romance, but like this very cringe romance in my teenage years. I'm not a teenager anymore. I have grown out of that. I am into fantasy most of the time. I also like reading mangas. My favorite one of all time is Given, of course. I don't know if you know it. It's a BL manga. It's about a band and loss and love and all of that. I love it. It's really heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. I love the music of the anime, especially. Another one I really like, but not for reading but for watching, is Skate to Infinity. It's like the queer baiting is crazy, but I still love it. There is no manga for that, sadly, only on anime, but these are my recommendations, my absolute favorites. Also Attack on Titan, but I don't have the mangas. For comics or webtoons, more like general things, I have Unordinary here with me. This is the first volume. And this is also the only volume I have. I have read the whole thing on Webtoon, but this is the only that I have with me. Oops, spoiler. But yeah, I wanted to keep collecting the other volumes too, but I live in Germany, and the sad thing is they have them in bookstores, but only in German. And I find it so cringe to read in German when I have read the original in English and the original language. I don't know, maybe I will buy them in German, because this one, my girlfriend brought it for me from the US when she was there visiting a year ago, 2 years ago. I'm not really sure anymore. This is my favorite webtoon comic, and also Asterix and Obelix. I'm not sure if the audience overseas knows them or if it's only just so loved in Europe. I grew up with them and the comics and the movies, so these are my all-time favorites. Let's get to my next hobby that is not reading, which is writing. If you have watched my other videos, you already probably know that, but if not, yeah. I really love to write, especially fantasy, because I also mostly just read fantasy. I also have a finished second draft. Like, I have also already written a book. I just don't know what to do with it, so I am also kind of debating on a video idea, whether I should make a video where I'm reading you the first chapter of the book, if you would be interested maybe. Yeah, so I write quite a lot. I also consume a lot of media, and this also like inspires me to write a lot. Creative writing, mostly academic writing. I'm just starting to get into that because of university. It's not really my thing, but I can work with it. After that, we have making videos / movies. Like you can see, you are watching a video that I made purely because I love making videos. I am actually in a friend group, luckily, where we are a lot of creative people, and we are actually writing the script to a short movie right now. Yeah, we are quite serious about that, so we'll see. Maybe I can do a little bit of behind the scenes, maybe not. It remains to be seen. After that, I have drawing on paper, digitally, drawing comics, and also making animations, because I don't know, it's just been the hobby that stuck with me the longest. I have like a whole ordner full of drawings from purely on paper from my childhood. Of course, for drawing you don't need to go to school, so I have been doing this since I was in kindergarten, and I never really stopped. The ones I have here are quite ugly because the good ones are in my sketchbook. While I am searching, I will also insert some digital drawings of me, in case you're interested, and also some animations, because I have done quite a few animations. I don't really make them anymore, which is very sad. I want to get back to it, but sadly, especially with university, I just don't have the time, like at all. What is this? I just found this. 2nd grade. In case you were doubting my Asterix and Obelix obsession, you should never doubt me. I have a painting here, but I remember I made this painting with like using a YouTube tutorial, a step-by-step tutorial, I think. So I actually don't really like painting that much. Wait. Okay, I am back with my favorite sketchbook of all time. Firstly, I have like a what's it called? An illustration of one of my OCs. She's a character from my book. Other OCs, I have the digital drawing of her. Another sketch for my for a digital drawing. Oh, here I have Night Fury. That's right. I also have this creepy drawing. I made it when I was 17, maybe. And let's move over to playing the guitar, like making music in general. I have the guitar in the background. What a coincidence. There's nothing else I could say, except I made a video where I tried playing Kevin MacLeod music on my guitar. It turned out horrible. It was a pain to edit, a pain to upload, and it also flopped. If you're interested, watch that video. I'm great at marketing, aren't I? So, tying to that, I have singing as another hobby. Of course, I especially like playing chords on the guitar, like the rhythm and not the riffs and like the melody. I like playing the chords and then singing to it, but I can't play any copyrighted music. I also have crocheting as a hobby, as a creative hobby. I have crocheted gloves. They are the only gloves that do not have holes in them, because all of my gloves have holes for some reason. I also have leg warmers, which I crocheted in another video. It was, I think, the How to Romanticize Autumn video. I have this creative hobby. I have listening to music, of course, but like, who doesn't like listening to music? I mostly listen to whatever is inspiring me to write. Yeah, I also have on my list origami. I love doing origami. I don't have anything with me at the moment that I have made, but I love doing it. And even every now and then when I need like a quick gift idea to a friend, I would just like quickly fold together like flowers and glue them on an envelope or something, just to make it prettier, you know. I also do quite like modeling from paper, like not modeling as in like I'm the model, but like doing like tiny models, making tiny models. I also have a building. I made a tiny, not so tiny building, insert a picture for a school project. I really enjoy that. I also really like gardening. You can't really see my plant. I will insert pictures. I have started my own garden. That will also be a video in the future. I need to repot a lot of these plants. I have lastly for creative. These are like the last ones, I promise. I have cooking and baking. I have done it in quite a lot of my older videos and the newer ones too, and a lot in my shorts. Currently, in case you are like interested in recipe ideas, currently I am vegan, so I will probably only show vegan recipes, both in cooking and baking, but I like baking more so. But I have already vegetarian recipes up in my older videos, so if you are interested in some just normal baking recipes, then watch my older videos. That was it for the... Oh, wait, I also have one for the creative category that I forgot. I totally forgot my hair. I actually love braiding hair. I don't know, that sounds so random and so niche. I really love braiding hair, especially fantasy braids. I will put like my top channels up here. Like I learned how to braid from YouTube, and these are like the top channels. Sadly, none of them post anymore. Hair braiding is like I used to have such a long hair. I can put like the last video I took of it here, and then I chopped it all off, and now my hair is growing back. I think when you go back to my first videos about 4 months ago, my hair was like here. Let's head over to the active category. Now for my active hobbies, I do love horse riding. I have been riding horses since I was very little, and I just adore the animals. However, I do find the big sports events and like I do not approve of all the cruelty that is going on inside the sport. I don't like it. But the riding school stables where I am, they are very considerate of the horse's health, and it's also quite a lot more expensive than like a regular riding school. But it's worth it because our horses are much happier. They are not working 9 to 5. Like the place where I am riding, we take lots of care of the horses and making sure that they are healthy and happy and safe. Now I don't have my own horse, in case you were wondering. I just ride riding school horses. It is also a very mentally draining sport. I wanted to put that out there in case someone wanted to try it. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't try it. It's also pretty expensive, but well, I guess depends where you are at. It is not an easy sport mentally. I also like walking/hiking, just in nature. It has probably more to do with being in nature than being active, but still I love it. Just walking, hiking through woods and forests and mountains. I haven't been in the mountains in years, but still. I also love dancing. I am actually in a dance group. Last year we randomly applied to a talent show, but we didn't know it was a talent show. We just knew that we got to perform on a stage, and we wanted to perform on a stage like outside the place we usually perform at. The moment we were there, we found out that it was actually a talent show, and that you couldn't just apply. You had to apply and had to have been accepted by the judges. So we didn't know that we went through like a whole process of accepting and denying people like the opportunity. We thought we just wanted to like perform on a stage, and suddenly we found out that we were accepted out of, or like selected out of, over 100 of participants. That was crazy. Like nobody expected that. Like the judges would select the top 3, and then the audience would get to decide which one would be the winner. And because like a dance group comes from a very tight-knit community, I think like at least 70% of the audience were our own people. So all we had to do was like get the judges to get us to the top 3, and they did. They selected us to the top 3, and then the audience picked us. So we kind of won a talent show without meaning to. Do random shit, guys. I love dancing, but because I'm in a dance group, we are lots of people and most of us are minors, so we don't really have an online presence, and I don't really want to post anything online with other people in it without like hiding their face or something, which is quite a lot of work. So I love dancing. You could also try just at-home dancing workouts. There are quite a lot on YouTube. What I also love to play, but I haven't done so in a while, is volleyball. I do love the sport. I love badminton, but not as a sport, just like as a hobby activity. I do love ping pong and ice skating, but ice skating I do like once or twice a year. And the others too, like especially in the summer, they are really just hobbies that I don't really put that much of time in. Those were kind of all of my active hobbies. I used to also do kettlebell, like weight training. I really want to get back into it, but it wasn't never really a hobby. It was more like let's work out. Like, who says that their workouts are their hobbies, you know? It's like more because horse riding is a hobby because I get to spend it with horses. Weightlifting is not something that I like outright enjoy, you know? Like it brings me fulfillment when I do it, but it's not something that I like ache to do. It's like, oh, I can't wait to do weight training again. Like, no, guys. We have come to my intellectual hobbies, which is learning languages. That's the first one. I love learning languages, whether it be like school or self-studying. I do speak 3 languages fluently, which are German, obviously, English, obviously, and Hungarian, which is my native tongue. So those 3 I speak fluently, but like they kind of don't count. Like firstly you have your mother tongue, that doesn't count, and then you have English and German. It's like the 2 most basic languages. I wouldn't count them, but yeah. I also had Spanish in school for like 3 years. I don't really know anything. Un poco de español. I don't know. I'm not very good. Like, I was good in my first year, but then I changed teachers and it was pretty boring. So I understand some of it. I understand more than I can speak. I can say that much. So Spanish, I really want to get back into it, but I don't have the time, and I will say it's not like the most interesting of languages to me. Like, no offense to Spanish people, I'm so sorry if I offended you, but as a language, it's not very like intriguing to me. If I want to like learn something, I have to be like really intrigued by it, and that's where like the 5th language comes in, that I have actually never studied in school, but I have self-studied a lot, but not too much. It's Japanese. I do have like a whole like booklet on it. I've been studying it for like years, but with like tiny breaks, because I never have too much time outside of school and not outside of university. I know quite a lot of beginner Japanese. I can read all of hiragana and katakana and some kanji. Not a lot, but some like beginner numbers, family, people, and then like the kanji for language. I have actually found great textbooks in the library, but I had to like bring them back, and now I barely even have the time to make YouTube videos next to university, so I haven't been practicing, which is kind of disappointing because I really love the language. I am very intrigued by the language. I also have in the intellectual category like reading as a hobby, because I also enjoy reading scientific texts, but only if I do it by myself. For school, it's so boring. I don't want it. For university, like especially, it's like, we get these readings like every week, and most, like, some could be interesting, but most of them are just like boring, and I have to work with them. Like, I love reading like scientific stuff when it comes from me and not from the pressure of others. In general, learning is fun. It's just sometimes school makes it boring. I also love researching on random subjects, which kind of ties into that. Just watching random YouTube video essays on like the most random subjects and then reading into them later. Also quite like to do puzzles and what are they called? Puzzles but with words, like crossword puzzles. I don't know. I just like doing puzzles and Sudoku also. I do them sometimes, most of the time in the summer. Like, I don't know why, but the summer is always like puzzle time for me. Now let's go over to the social hobbies that I have. It's not a lot, but also it's broad. Like, the things that I like are very broad categories, so it could be a lot in real life. Firstly, I have board games. I have brought up board games so much in this channel. I think way too many times, because I do like board games and I do like to play them with my family and with friends. Also, this also includes role-playing games, like, I don't know what you would call it in English, but here in Germany we call them Krimi-Dinner, which is like a dinner essentially that comes together with some sort of mystery that you have to solve, and everyone gets like a role to play, like a character to play, and dresses up and stays in character for the whole night, and then we eat like a 3-course meal and stuff and solve like a mystery. I really love that. So like all kind of role-playing games. If I could go to a D&D Dungeons and Dragons party, I would never shut up about it. Like, that would be my dream. I also could do literally anything with friends. So my friend group, we have done the stupidest shit ever, but I could, like, if I like the people, then everything could be a social like activity, and everything could be a social hobby, because with the right people everything is fun. So yeah, sometimes we would just like walk in parks and do a little picnic or hang out, go shopping. Like, everything could be fun with friends. One more is like karaoke, but that's kind of obvious if I would do anything with friends, and I like singing, so karaoke is basically the social version of singing. Another hobby, I'm not sure if it's social, I would think it's a social hobby. It's playing video games. I actually forgot about it, but I remembered while I was still recording, so it's fine. Video games, especially Minecraft. I really love playing Minecraft. It's like the only game that can keep me entertained, but only like once a year. It's like I would go through periods of time where I can't play any games whatsoever, because I just don't have enough attention for them. I don't know, it's like I don't enjoy them as much as I would normally, but there are like periods of time where I really enjoy games. I also love playing mobile games. I actually wanted to do a video of that, of all my mobile phone games. I'm quite advanced in some of them. My favorites are like really like cozy games with like no real stakes. For example, Township, Good Pizza, Great Pizza, Good Coffee, Great Coffee. Heyday, I don't really play Heyday anymore because I prefer Township. I know, crazy take. I do prefer Township over Heyday. I don't really like Heyday for some reason. I can't really explain it. Also Clash of Clans. I think that's it. Those are like the main ones that I play. Since starting university I had to cut back on them. I haven't played them in a while, and because I'm making videos with my phone I do actually need the storage, so I kind of like deinstalled them, you know, when you can deinstall them without deleting them, because I didn't have enough space for making videos. Those are actually all of the hobbies that I could gather. Maybe I forgot some hobbies that I would love to get into, but I haven't had the time yet, are, for example, sewing. That's the only one I could think of. Like, sewing is so interesting, but also sounds so complicated. I'm so intimidated by it for no reason at all. So these were my hobbies that I could think of. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a normal amount of hobbies to have, or if you think it's too much. I think it is definitely too much for the amount of time that I have for hobbies, but also it would be way better if I wouldn't spend so much time doom scrolling on my phone. Maybe. If you watched this long, then thank you for sticking around, and if you like this video, please like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe potentially, because every subscriber gives me such a boost of energy. And keep shining. I hope I could inspire you to try some new hobbies. It was Alora speaking. Bye!